Hello everyone and welcome to Sonoma. I am Fyodor. I will be your commentator today. I'm on my own in the commentary booth, but if there's anybody who might want to join me, you are welcome to join me. So today we are racing at Sonoma, which is a 2.5 mile long circuit. It has 12 corners. It's quite a lot of elevation change, so let's go on a flying lap and let's just have a look at the circuit if the controller wants to cooperate. There we go. So we come down along the main, along the start-finish straight. This is the kink, is turn 12. As we go along main straight into turn 1, which is quite a tricky, quite an open corner into turn 2. It's crucial to get turn 2 right. Well, it's still called, this is turn 2, because you get the short run up the straight. You can go side by side here, then up the hill and turn into turn 3 and turn 3A, because Americans don't know how to count, so they call a left and a right one turn 3. Then we go down into turn 4 with a short blast, following down Allen down into turn 5, as we go over the hill again through the carousel, which is also called turn 6, which is also called the carousel. Can just barely keep up with Alan, but the drone isn't quick enough. Onto a short straight where we have a small kink, which is not called a turn. Then turn 7 and turn 7A. Because why can we call it continuous corner? One corner when we call it A and B. Then into turn 8 and turn 8A, because 4 corners are 2 corners apparently in America. Down into turn 9. Flying through here, these cars will be going at nearly the highest speeds in the lap. It's really tricky to get this right, it's just about flat out. And then into the hairpin at T11, into turn 11, and then finishing it off through the kink in turn 12. So that is a short lap of Sonoma, a flying lap of Sonoma. Now let's have a look at the competitors. All the way at the top of the timing sheet we currently have Will Wadsworth, who is running a custom livery. We'll look at all the custom liveries a bit later on. Right now we'll just have a little look at the cars out on track. So Sonoma is a track that's used for quite a lot of different series. GT World Challenge races here. Another series that races here is NASCAR. IndyCar races as well. Not sure if they currently do, but they definitely did race here. As we see Ramos here with another beautiful custom livery. Then we have Moto America, so the MotoGP of America. Formula Car Challenge, which is a series I have never heard of. They also do NHRA drag racing, so if we look in the middle of the track, so we just beside each, we have the drag strip. We're following James around the track right now. Who is just on the top of the hill. Not sure why there's a back screen at the bottom. Probably just so the course acting weird. Let's see if this fixes it. There we go. High camera angle should fix the issue. Through the carousel goes James. These are front wheel drive cars, so getting onto power early will cause understeer, as we are now next to the drag strip. So if we go down here, you can see there's a long line, as some people are going rallying. This is the drag strip, which is also part of the racetrack. It's used for NHRA drag racing, so Pro Fuel, funny cars, all that stuff is racing on this. It's probably a quarter mile. Then we have NASCAR, Champ Car Endurance, Lemons races here as well, so hopefully we will see the Charged Lemons team race here. Knows, that would be cool. Oh, IndyCar doesn't race here anymore, sorry. Correct me on that. They raced here till 2018. American Le Mans stopped racing here in 2005. IMSA hasn't been here in a year. IMSA hasn't been here, sorry, in about 50 years. And the WTCC, World Touring Car Championship, they raced here in 2012 and 2013. Today we are using the... We can have a look at the car cameras. We are using the Cupra TCR. This is a 2020 TCR car. So drives great. It's a great looking model. Also some great looking liveries again by the Charge team. So yeah, liveries and all that stuff look great. The TCR cars are of course used in the Touring Car Championship. They also race in a ton of other different series. Multi-class racing, you sometimes see them show up. The Nürburgring 24 has a special class for TCRs, for example. So you can see them all over the world. They're great cars. The Touring Car Championship is a great championship to look at. If you want to look at some good racing. Some characteristics of these cars. They are a bit understeery sometimes, especially when on power because they're front wheel drive, so on power understeer is definitely something our drivers will have to watch out for. Another thing, let's have a look at all the other car cameras, just so I know what we can have a look at. We've got a rear wing camera, yes. There we go, as we see Dario passing every stone. And we have Kartushka, who's just running in Charge livery. James, who's currently in the pits. Fox as well. Let's have a look at all the liveries while we come to the end of practice. So with practice now nearly being over, the fastest lap is a 37.1 by Will Wadsworth. And Nuji just barely behind that. Another one to look out for is Dario, who is only 2/10 behind, but the first 7 people are within a second, so that's really good. So it's going to be an exciting race. Then we have some people at the back, and all the way at the back, Saif, who hasn't been able, no, that's not Saif, that's Saif, who hasn't been able to set a time yet. Get fast, Saif. So let's have a look at all the liveries out on track or in the pit lane. And I'm gonna hide that because we don't need... There we go, we don't need that at the moment. So Will Wadsworth is running this beautiful sunset colored Cupra with some Pepsi sponsorship. Some Japanese, which you guys will have to translate for me. And all in all, it's a great looking livery. I'd give this a good rating. Then we have a Nuji, who's just in the normal Charge livery, but still we'll have a look at the Charge skin. I'm not sure who made it this week. Normally I try to make my business to know who made it, but this week I have no clue. Someone out of the admin team made it, and it looks beautiful. Purple rear wing with Twitch sponsorship on there. Fun Fridays, which is tomorrow. It's gonna be a great one. No, it says Fun Fridays, but we run it on Mondays, so it's Fun Mondays now. It's going to be a fun Monday tomorrow, so it's definitely something to look out for. Then in P3 we have Dario, who is running a simple but elegant red and black car. It's just simple and elegant, which is exactly how we want them. Then in P4 we have Kartushka running in the pink skin colored car. James is running his own version, which is this great looking green fat on the roof. Flat Earth Mom with, of course, the Flat Earth flag. Wait, is it Europe or no? That's the Flat Earth flag. Let's have a look. Did they hide any Easter eggs inside on the battery? Maybe. No. Still, all in all. Oh, this is made by Shiny Waffles. So that's where the thing Shiny is from. So great looking livery made by Shiny Waffles. And in P6 we have Fox, who has some RGB brakes. I have no clue how he did it, but it's really fucking cool. RGB brakes. I want RGB brakes as well. His car B-vibing. It's running the number 74 Toyota Gazoo Racing with some M Performance badging, so I'm not sure what what brand it is. It's a Cupra with M Performance badging, raced by Gazoo Racing. I can't follow it anymore, but all in all, it's a great looking livery, and I think he also has some light up parts, so that is going to be really great to look at. Then we have a wheel we've already looked at. Let's see. This is the purple one. I'm just trying to go down the field and see. Here we go. Ramos is running the number 44. Fun fact, he didn't actually know Lewis Hamilton was driving it. This is the Office 360 mobile, the XL mobile. So yeah, this is definitely, Chargers is run on XL, so all the spreadsheets are made by him and they work great. So the number 44 XL car is definitely a great looking car. It's a normal charge livery, as he smashes into the wall. Dorshka, Fox, we've already seen, Harry Stone, Jack Lantern, Alan. I think those were all the custom. Oh no, we missed one. Boss, who's running this beautiful Starry Night car. So, he did some great work on the panel matching there. It looks really solid on the panel matching, which is super hard to do. So definitely a great job from him on this car. It's a great looking car. Smirky, as we're just trying the normal run. Great to see him back. I think we have had everyone. Just have a look at that. I really like the RGB brakes. I don't know if you will be able to see it, but you can't really see change color. So let's see where Will is on track. Let's go on board with a flying lap of Sonoma. So out of the hairpin, it's crucial to get the acceleration right, but don't go on the power too early because you will smash into that outside wall. Even though we don't have damage, it will cost you a lot of time into turn 1. Completely flat. So I just see gears on. Completely flat. Hard on the brakes for turn 2. Flat out, back up the hill to turn 3. Just a quick dip on the brakes, and then another quick dip on the brakes, turn it in, use all the curve through turn 3, braking into 4. It's quite a tricky corner to get right. It's downhill and it's a lot tighter than you think. Getting the power too early will spin your wheels and will make you understeer to death. Over the hill, jump, tap on the brakes, turning in for the carousel. And there we go. And getting on the power here is crucial. If you can get the power right here, you have this nice well, I wouldn't call it a straight, but the kinky straight on the brakes for the hairpin, as we see Buzz taking the wrong path. We're getting a bit of slipstream here from Buzz. You really have to get the line right here, you can't really follow, you have to preempt the corners to get the best line, which is definitely a mistake I have made while training for these. So yeah. Braking down into T10. Just a short tap on the brakes. I think you let those go a little bit, just to create some room. Down into the hairpin, hard on the brakes. Turn it in nicely. Wheels all that steering wheel. Don't go into power too early. Perfect. Nails in. And then onto the main straight again. There is a lap of Sonoma Raceway. They call it 12 corners, but I think it's more closer to 14, 15 corners. Because why would you call 2 corners 1 corner? It's weird. Americans are a bit weird. But you guys are cool. So, Will setting a 39.7 there, so he can definitely go faster. Fastest lap right now is Fox, who sets a 37. Great. 37.2. My AC remote decided to crash. So, we have a look at get some other cars on track. Fox trying his absolute best here. So you see still at the top, down at the back we have a couple of Gumi and Lord Knight are all off track. Wait, that's not All Knight. Who's All Knight? 20. That's Gumi. Who's All Knight? That's, what's his Lord Knight? Yeah, no, it was Lord Knight. Oh, another custom livery we've missed. There we go. He's running Army Camouflage number 150. So Spec Ops. Let's hope he won't get punted off track. Because if he's running camouflage, if they can't see him, that might be a difficult one as he decides to hide in the grass to just go uber stealth there. As we see Ramos blitzing past in the background. I still think this is a great looking car. I don't know how he got all this effect, but it looks so good. And I'm a big fan of XL as well, so I'm hoping the number 44 XL car does good, but you never know. So currently in P1 we have Fox who just entered the pits, P2 we have Dario who's doing his best to one-up Fox, as he's 2/10 up on the, down on the, he's about a 10th down on the first sector, on to sector 2, see if he can improve. Have a look. Dario currently predicted is a 37.5, so he's not doing great. But we'll see where he can end up. Through the S's, down into T11. So look at all the sponsorship. If you want, you can pay us and we'll put you on the sponsors here, and you'll be in a full view. Yes, yeah, Dario lost 4/10 in the middle sector. Probably setting up for another flying lap after this. Comes across the line. 37.7, so definitely not a good lap from him there. So we got some traffic out of the pits, hopefully won't block him. Ooh, a little bit of a lockup into turn 2, sorry. Gotta learn my corner names. When you go down a hill again, this track is such a roller coaster, and he doesn't decide to start with the flying lap. So we got Scythe, who's only as Riddle goes fast, with 37.1, and 12 minutes of quality to go, so it's slowly kicking off. People are still going, everybody's qualifying on the softs, so that's they're going into the pits again. Let's see if what we'll be seeing as, Scythe has a big lockup over there. What's sort of just behind him at that point. A bit further down the field we have Alan, who's currently in a pack of 3 cars. 3S is actually a pack of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 cars. Led by Ramos. If we just have a look behind Ramos. Camera controls are working. So Ramos here is the leader of a 5-car group. Ramos, Dario, no, not Dario. That's Party Hut, Alan, and Lord Knight. So it's a big group over there in quali. We're gonna have an exciting race on our hands as we have the top 10 all within a second, and even then the top 13 is not that far away. Scythe is a lot better than practice, so he's up into P5. That's a good job, as he is currently looking to get a tow from Dario. Hopefully we'll see some blocky tactics from Dario. That would be fun to see. So here though you have Scythe. All he can to catch back up. If he can get a bit of a tow, that would be really helpful for him. Through these S's, which are really quick. Down into the hairpin, using all the track on the entry. As we see some Gran Turismo 4 strats there, some wall riding. James tried it, it doesn't really work, but we might see some demonstrations of it later today as well. We of course have a 20-minute normal grid race and then a 20-minute reverse grid race after that, as we see Paul's doing some grass, some lawn mowing in the background. Let's have a look at some other cars on the track. Jack Lantern, who has just started another flying lap in front of him. There is Ramos in the XL car having a big lock-up, trying to push everything out of this car. They're quite forgiving when you lock them up. It's something in the simulator and also these cars. As Jack Lantern goes really wide, that's probably got to invalidate his lap. There's Freddy Hutt, who's currently in the third sector, coming through turn 8 and 9. Yep, into turn 9. I'm slowly learning the track, sorry for trying his best to close up to Dito. Sorry if I butchered your name. Down into the hairpin, as if somebody's in the middle of a track. Will we see a collision? It seems it has already resolved itself. Coming across the finish line. No! 271.38, so it doesn't improve. As I was looking at that, ooh god, what did he do there? Let's have a look. My stream is behind for about a couple seconds, so I can have an instant replay. In front, Kartoshka just set the fastest lap of the race, and it seems that Das Party had... my stream is quite a lot behind actually on my phone. And it seems that Das Party had just did had some contact with Burrito and Homestito. I'm gonna call him Burrito a couple times. So current rundown, we have Kartoshka in first, who's currently in the pits. In P2 we have Will Wadsworth, who is trying to set a good lap but isn't improving at the moment. Will Wadsworth, this is expected to be a 37.7, so he's probably going to start another flying lap after this. In P3 we have Fox, who's doing really well actually, so great job from him. Dario in P4, Nuji in P5, Zaif here in the last sector in P6, so good attempt from him. James in P7, who's still trying to figure out how to translate his GT4 strats, but it doesn't seem to be working from him, so no GT4 strats today. Jack Lantern in P8. In P9 we have Mako, who I think I saw last week, but I can't really remember. P10 we have the number 44 XL car. In P11 we have Alan. In P12 we have Sparty Hut, who's just coming out of the pits. In P13 we have... Why is Ramos only 10th? Ramos is only 10th because he hasn't set a good flying up yet. I expect him to do better soon. P13 we have Bulls in the beautiful Starry Night car. It's not really the Starry Night car because it isn't for Gog, but I'm gonna call it the Starry Night car. The Nightmobile. In P14 we have a CD. Look at CD. P15 Every Stone. P16 we have Sidex. P17 we have Busk. P18 Gumi in 93, who just got past Burrito. In P19 we have Lord Knight, who is a new one in Charged, so welcome to Charged, good to see you here. P20 we have Smirky, who's been slowly learning a Assetto Corsa for the past couple weeks, so he's steadily improving. Great job from him, even though it looks far away, 6 seconds off the lead. You've got to start somewhere, and these guys at the front, Will, Kartoshka, have been driving this game for a long time. I've done a lot of laps, so it's definitely something to look out for. P21, we have a Ginger Boy, Will, who just took the Indy course. They use a different hairpin. And all the way at the back we have Bumstito, and then even further back we have of course the best driver in charge. Pierre the 42. He's not racing today, but he's keeping you company in the stream. So Kartoshka still in the pits. He's not gone out since his fastest lap. So interesting to see. Is he just so happy with this track? Did he peak? I don't know. As Will Wadsworth is still trying to do everything to improve. Will Wadsworth is currently on Sector 1 and Sector 2 are registered. Interesting. Will Wadsworth is currently on an outlap then. As we have a look at this beautiful car going around. 4 minutes of qualifying to go and we're nearly into the action, so we'll see if I can sling you guys an interesting fact. And also if needed I might need to kick somebody in the seat. So I still hasn't sent out the announcement yet, so I'll do that in a second. Just have to do it, but he didn't do it. So everybody be angry at Sai if he didn't send out the announcement that the weekly is live. Go. Let's have some more people in the chat. So hello everybody who has just joined us, or who is just joining us, or who has been here since the beginning. I hope you guys have all have a great day. It has been a spectacular day for me. So yeah, we're gonna have quite a lot of fun this week, this evening. After a great Formula 1 race, and also the Nürburgring 24 hours, which was a record shortest race, but it is still a fun race. We of course also, we're in quali at the moment, I think. Also something to look forward to is the CRM and CRC championships, as we have just had round 2 at Zolder. We're going to Interlagos now, which is a completely different beast to Zolder. It's a lot more slow speed corners. A lot more corners actually. It's a the classic Interlagos is a gigantic track. It's going to be so much fun to drive, although I do have to learn it in the safety car. We might need to look at shortening the lap for the safety car on the outlap, but that's all something we will discuss in the studio. Then of course we have the CRC, which is also round 2, was again another great race. So if you have the time, go look back at round 1 and round 2 CRC races. They are so good. As somebody's cutting the grass actually. Balls was cutting the grass according to my live timing, but he's now back on track. So that seems to be correct. We have Jack Lantern here, and behind Jack Lantern we have a Fox. Big back in P17. So great back here with 2 minutes to go. We'll have time for 2 more laps for the drivers. Doesn't seem like Kartoshka will be going. Oh no, he's going to set 1 flying lap. He will have time for that, and that will be over, I think. Yeah, he won't have time for 2 laps. P3 we have Dario, who is currently not on an improvement, and P1 Will, who set a 36.8, so they've gone even quicker. Damn, you guys are driving great. So they've gone even quicker as well. If the turning leaderboard is acting up, that's really annoying. It doesn't want to keep scrolling me down. Rommels is still in P10. So he's in a good place to make up some positions, but he might have a chance to improve a bit further on. So currently P1 we have Will Kartoshka, P2 Kartoshka, P3 Dario, P4 Fox, P5 Nujay, P6 James. Will went off into the grass, so that is his qualifying over. P2 we have Kartoshka, who is currently coming up into the final sector. Ooh, and he loses it. Will he be in time? Will he? Yeah, he will be in time to start his final flying lap. So, as we go on board with Kartoshka starting his final flying lap, just to give you guys another look at the circuit. It seems like a strange one. It's okay. So, through the hairpin, making sure you get a great run out of the direct exit into the main straight, and here starts the flying lap. So, through turn 1, flat out, turn 2, just a little lift to prepare braking for turn 3, which is actually, still turn 2. Then we go up and down the hill into turn 3 and turn 3A, because this is one going turn. Just going a little bit wide, doesn't have a lot of that lap, still going. A bit too early on throttle there through turn 4. Let's see what is split. Intermediate split should be coming up any second now, and it's a 34.3, so that's definitely not the pace you need to be doing. That's a second off sometimes, obviously right now. 33.6 is the time you're looking for in sector 1. Braking for turn number 7 then. Trying to get this nice and smooth, don't try and steer in 2 times. Just one fluid motion, that's the thing you are looking for. Sector 2 is also a bit off the pace. To sector 3 to turn 9, into turn 10 here. Just a little lift and a downshift. Back on throttle, through the hairpin where we see a wall ride. Tries to open up the corner maximum. Has a little look up, turns it in, floors it out of the corner. To the final straight. Will it be enough for pole? No, it won't. So, in P1 we have Will, P2 we have Kartoshka, P3 we have Dario, P4 we have Nuji, P5 we have Fox, P6 we have James, P7 we have Zaiv, P8 we have Lantern, P9 we have Mako, P10 we have Ramos, P11 we have Alan, P12 Dust Party Hut, P13 Buzz, P14 CD, P15 Sidex, P16 Busk, P17 Everystone, P18 Gumi, P19 Smirky, P20 Lord Knight, P21 and Ginger Boy Will, P22 Bumpsteedo, and in P23 we have of course the best car, Fyodor 42. So we are currently waiting for the race to start, and I will go to an outside view. Just, well, it doesn't really prevent you from getting epilepsy, so sorry for that. These cars have their blinkers on in the pits. We, of course, have 2 20-minute races as we do per usual. We have 20-minute normal race, and then after that we have a 20-minute race, whereby the finishing order of the first race reversed is the starting order of the second race, which creates a really interesting dynamic, because all the fast guys who are normally out in front will have to pass, and if you have people like Bottas who are quick in the front but can't overtake, well, then you're a bit screwed. So it's always interesting, and it creates some carnage, which is always fun. So we'll have a little livery rundown for you. In P1 we have Will, as we have 3 minutes to fill till the race starts, as everybody's teleporting. So in P1 we have Will Wadsworth in the beautiful, well, will it be the number 7 Cupra. It's a great looking car, pending system. Then in P2 we have Kartoshka, who is running the normal charged livery. P3 we have Dario Usumane. I'm just gonna call him Dario because I'm won't be able to pronounce it any other way. Also, sir, your wrists are broken. That is not a healthy position for your wrists to be in. In P5 we have a Nuji in the normal charged livery. In P6 we have Fox in what I can only describe as the RGB mobile. It's a great looking car and I'm really looking forward to seeing it out in the race. In P6 we have James in the fat Cupra, which is made by Shiny Waffles. It's a great looking design. It looks a little bit like the normal charged livery, but then has a nice mixing it up in the second part. In P7 we have Zyfe, who's just running the normal charged livery, whose wrists also need some therapy. How can your wrists be like that? That's not healthy. Then in P8 we have Jack Lantern in the normal charged livery. P9 we have Mako. In P10 we have Ramos in the number 44 XL Mobile. Another great looking livery in the field. P10 we have Alan. P11 we have Alan. P12 we have Das Party Hat. P13 we have Buzz in this beautiful star livery. In P14 we have CD. P15 we have Sidex. P16 we have Busk. P17 we have Everystone. P18 we have Gumi. P19 Smirky. P20 Lord Knight in this nice looking camo livery. Hope everybody will see him out on track. He has a little bit of a higher ping, so I hope they will see him on track. If not, people might drive into him. That's the risk you take when driving a camo car. In P21 we have a Ginger Boy Will. P22 we have Bums Dito, and in P23 in the pit lane we have me. So with 30 seconds to go we will line ourselves up at the inside. No, you know what, we're not going to line ourselves up, we're going to use the TV camera, which has a great looking shot down the field here. 16 seconds to go, and here come the lights. As we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 lights. And we are go for another charged livery, as James there getting a good run out into turn 1. Will also getting a great start. James up into P4, where we see some carnage maybe in the middle at the back. Everybody seems to be going clear. This is a big choke point. Dario got up a couple of positions. Ramos is losing out to another couple. Ramos on the outside there. Looking great. In front we have Ginger Boy Will has already disconnected. Down the back, Everystone and Gloomy and Selection and Bus. Great battle over here. Everybody going wide. Ooh, somebody's off. Who's that? Nuji is off. And Busk as well. Oh god, carnage. Absolute carnage over here. Everybody is off. It's more rally cross than TCR, but okay. And it seems the field has stabilized. So up on the front we have Will Wadsworth leading the pack in P2. We have Dario in P3. We have Kartoshka, who's currently having a look at Dario. And stays behind him. James up in P4 there behind Alan, and Mako in P8 and P9. Alan doing his best to get past. That's something in the wall. That's Mako in the wall. Mako is in the wall. At the front we have Kartoshka really putting pressure on Dario now. Looking at the inside a little bit, trying to get the shorter line, maybe getting a good run on him. Kartoshka running wide there. Might cost him. James goes on the attack. On the brakes, into the hairpin. James sets up the inside, has a little lock up. He makes it out in front. Nice move from James there. As a Zyfe, what happened to Zyfe? Oh no. Zyfe has been sent into the barrier realm, so it's not good from him. Yep, Nuji has dropped down the field here. Let's have a little look at what the rest has been doing. So progress. So we see Kartushka losing out there to James and Dario. Fox taking position. Nuji losing 10 positions. That must really hurt Zyfe as well, down 5 positions. Mako had a great qualifying, but just had an incident in turn 3. which of course the stewards will have a look at. Apart from Will Wadsworth, who's just doing exactly what he wants to do, driving away with this race as Zive goes down the inside of Das Party Hut. Ooh, great move from Zive there. Can he get it done? Yes, he can. It's in the power, nice and early. So, out in front we are seeing a slight gap evolve as Mako and Gumi, as Gumi goes rallying. So Gumi goes off track as well. Zive and Das Party Hut, Zive CD and Das Party Hut currently the closest battle on track. If we go on board with Zive, you can see, sorry, if we go on board with CD, I should look at the right gaps, you can see Zive in his rear view mirror, Balls in front. What are you going to do? Are you going to attack and defend? If you attack, you might be open to another attack yourself. Zive looks down the inside, can he get it done on the brakes? Looks up the brakes! Keeps it to the inside line and Zive gets in front. Well, what's worth something? Fastest lap of the race with 37.5. Mr. from him, he's slowly driving away from the front. So next up for Zive is CD. A little bit further back we have Gumi, also half second back from Bask, and in front we have Kartoshka as well. Closing back up to James, who just ran a little bit wide, making slight mistakes. That's going to cost him time. So Zive is slowly starting to put pressure on the boss. This is currently the most interesting battle. So we have Boz, Zive, CD and Das Party Hut all in the fight for P9. Everything to play for 5 minutes of the race have already gone, which is really quick actually. We are just about 2 laps in and Zive's now really in the slipstream of Boz. So we see CD going defensive in the background there, Nuji and Lord Knight trading positions. Lord Knight up into P14, so great drive from him already. As Lord Knight and Nuji are trading positions again. Lord Knight running really wide there, Nuji going on the curb! Ooh, nearly taking flight there. Great job from him, staying out in front. So, a bit further up the front we have Ramos now, who is putting on an attack. Here trying around the outside, then down the in, which then become the inside. Alan runs wide, trying to give Ramos space, goes back on the track, into the hairpin they go. Alan now on dirty tires, can he get it stopped down in time? Ramos locks up the brakes, Alan tries to stick around the outside, can he get it done? Yes, Ramos, great job from him. Vamos, Ramos. Oh, it's Boz, what happened to Boz? Oh, no, nothing, Boz just ran wide, losing out a lot. If you lose out there, just don't get a great exit, especially in a group like that, you're going to get absolutely mugged off the line. So CD around the outside now, slots back. Ooh, balls there going really sketchy, going deep into turn 2. CD again side by side into turn 3 they come now. CD trying to ring out outside. Das Party Hut also getting involved really close there. Ooh, as balls sideswipes CD there. CD just having to back out there. CD now squeezing Das Party Hut onto the curb. This is some great racing from everyone here. As we look at CD now, who has in his rearview mirror Das Party Hut. And back in front, Das Party Hut, who's now going in for a move down the inside of the carousel, which is a really good place to put on a move. But can CD swing it around the outside and get more speed? Yes, he can. Down into the brakes for T7. Staying around the outside there. Now the focus is on Boz again. Zive is slowly running away with it. Boz is leading this group now. Lord Knight. So Muji is almost on the back of that field as well as CD pushing Boz out of the way, saying this is my place now. This is of course TCR's. So you do have that a little bit as CD runs wide, losing a bit of momentum. Will he have 30 tires? Can he get the slow down for this hairpin? Barely Boz looking the outside tire there. Das Party Hut going really fast in. Just bonks CD out of the way. We're seeing some real touring car driving here. Some great driving from everybody here out in front. A bit further up the field. No, they're still going side by side. Das Party Hut already outside. CD going in really hot, running wide there. Nuji getting involved now as well. As Das Party Hut and Nuji are going side by side, just behind there. Nuji on the inside now, but he could stick on the outside in the previous corner. As Das Party Hut runs wide, this gives Nuji an opportunity. Nuji goes on the brakes. Does Party it really wide, and that is Nuji past Does Party. Had great racing from both of these guys. In front we have Dario, who's currently under pressure from James. James sends it up the inside, hopping over the curb into T7, trying to get that exit ride down through the S's. Will he be able to get it done? No, he won't. Dario stays in front. Great racing from those two guys. Kartoshka now in the mix as well. As Smirky disconnects, what happened to him? Oh, that's not what you want to see. So currently in the lead we have Will Wadsworth and Dario in P2, Kartoshka and James fighting here for P3. Kartoshka just trying to get back into that original position. He lost out on the start a little bit as Bumstito now passes him. Leader are not close to lapping anybody yet, as Nuji and CD trading places as well. Nuji going for something down the inside of the hairpin. So Kartoshka still putting pressure on James, and he's trying to do everything he can to get past. Ooh, James runs really wide there. Will that give Kartoshka the opportunity he needs? No. Maybe next time. Kartoshka now really close. Definitely in slipstream range. Looking around the outside of the carousel, switches it up over the hill. Maybe looking to the inside, doesn't really work. Trying to get a run on the main straight here. James now really sweating with Kartoshka in his rear view mirror. This is a good sight to see. Kartoshka goes for a sender on the outside. Doesn't really get it up. Can he get a run down the S's? It doesn't seem like it. Can't really go around the outside of T7. It's just behind there. We see Fox on track a little bit, as Everystone and Lord Knight are just trading positions as well. Scythe is now really on the bumper of Alan, just hunting him down. Alan can feel him breathing down his neck. Alan, who was already cracked in the pressure a little bit when he was racing Ramos. Let's see what will happen now. Scythe there trying to get a good run. Will he do anything in the hairpin? It goes really late on the brakes there, closing up all the way to his bumper. That was some nice move from Scythe. 3/10 between them. Now we have a look on board with Scythe trying to attack Alan. T2 now. The brakes squealing from all the effort trying to slow that car down. Really closing up on Alan. Now just behind them we have Nuji, who's also really closing up on Boz. Nuji trying his best to get past Boz on that one. So still not being able to get past Alan. Boz running a bit deep there. Nuji trying to go for a switchback. Nuji getting a great run. Will he try it around the outside of the carousel? No, looking down the inside, over the hill. Okay, tries to go for a bit of a later apex. Trying to get a good run on the main straight. Will it work? Won't it work? We'll find out in a minute, after the ad break. Fluid fun. Nuji tries around the inside of turn 7. Locks up, Buzz switches back, makes it the inside again. Nuji tries to go for a cutback again, but it doesn't work. Nuji went a bit too deep and it cost him a position again. Some great racing from these two guys. I feel like I'm saying it again way too much. I'm sorry if that is the case. Nuji, that bumper from Buzz is going to be sweating profusely at the moment. Nuji behind, Nuji looking at the inside of the hairpin. On the brakes, can he get it done? The CD joins in on the fun as well, nearly rear-ending Balls. There goes swimmingly, Balls running really wide, which gives CD the opportunity to get past. Balls aggressively trying to defend from CD there. Nearly sending him into the wall there. That is a bit sneaky from Balls. That's not very nice. As Ive is now pushing Alan around the track, as Ive got past Alan around there. Dario is still on Will's bumper. So we go back in front, 7 minutes to go. We have Will and Dario running away with it. Behind there we have Kartoshka and James, who have nicely waited for me to focus on them before trying anything overtakey. As James locks up on the braking, will it give Kartoshka an opportunity? No, Kartoshka runs deep as well. Defending the inside line there is crucial. So, current standings: P1, Will, P2, Dario, P3, James, P4, Kartoshka, P5, Fox. Fox still doing a great job holding onto that P5. Just not getting in trouble, that's all you want. CD and balls trading positions as well. Oh, as CD goes rallying over the curb there. That's definitely not the quickest way around that corner, I can tell you that for sure. Yeah, so that curb is you have Nordschleife curbs, and then you have the curb at the exit of turn 7 there. Let's have a little look at the curb. That is definitely a Nordschleife height curb. That is not a fun curb to drive over. It's not as steep as the Nordschleife curbs. They're definitely as deadly. So does Party Hut, who didn't really have the best of races. As we have a little look at all the progress again. As you can see, all the green lights have changed a little bit. Smoky down to positions. Ginger Boy Will, who is currently DNF'd as well. So, all the way at the back we have Sidex, who lost 4 position. Bandito, who's still running at the back, who is P20, so he's already been lapped by the first 15 drivers. So he's probably new to sim racing. As he actually thinks it's Tokyo Drift out here, and tries to go for some nice drift sessions. From his inputs, I think he's a new driver on a keyboard who has not yet heard of mouse steering, as he goes for some great drifts there. I have to give him that, he's doing some great drifts. As we see another fluid film. He's going for some sick drifts. That is definitely not the fastest way around the corner, as he's currently getting blue flagged from Bumps Dito. Blue flags from Lord Knight. He's going rallying over. This guy is definitely a danger to everybody on track. Race control. We need to look at that in a second. So, James in P3, who's done great races, now putting really much pressure on Dario. Looking down the inside, they make contact. Ooh, James just barely keeping it straight there by mashing the throttle. Trying to do everything he can to get past Dario. Now looking around the outside of the carousel. 5 minutes to go, so that's about 3 laps to go. And hanging around the outside of the carousel. Now turns it into a late apex, trying to get the run onto the straight. And my throat's dying. Kartoshka now joining in on the fun as well, as this is a horrible camera angle. Who's doing these cameras? Jumping over the curb there, Dario here underneath us. James trying to do everything he can now, coming under pressure from Kartoshka as well. Now he has to look in both mirrors. Luckily he has 2 eyes, so he's looking backwards and forwards at the same time, trying to defend and attack. This is the hard part. This is where you have to find the balance. This is where his experience really comes into play. So this is definitely going to be spicy, as Kartoshka there goes, trying to gain on him. He's running a bit wide as he goes into the... he goes into the pit lane. But no, he just takes a really interesting line there. Damn, I thought he was going to send it in the pit lane. You can always take the shortcut out of pit lane, but still, you don't want to send it into the pit lane, and taking the shortcut out of pit lane will probably give you a penalty. As we do have a rule against leaving the pit lane and crossing the white line. It's not enforced, only if you crash people out, as does Party Hut now, losing out another position. So we'll come back to gaps. There we go. So, this Party Hut now coming under pressure from CD and Mako. CD trying to get past him, but goes wide, which gives Mako the opportunity to get past. Mako back up into P13. So great driving from all of these guys. As we have CD doing a little bit of rallycross there. Marco now getting past Das Party Hut as well, who's really struggling. Everybody seems to be in soft, so this might be the point that they starting to drop off. Oh boy. I need a co-commentator. So next week if somebody wants to co-commentate, that would be lovely. Simply lovely. So in P1 we have Will now coming across the line for the second to last time this race. Back behind him we have Dario and James. James now really putting the pressure on Dario again, managing to shake Kartoshka. As James has a look down the inside of Dario into T1. Dario leaving the door open, trying to get a wide line to get at the speed to stay in front of turn 2. Gets the inside of turn 2, locks up, who's going to get out in front. Dario covers up the inside there, might be a little bit of a block. James probably not going to be happy with that. James looking out the inside, you can see his nose darting left and right, trying to find a spot in that defense, but now Kartoshka has joined in on the fun as well. This is what happens when you start battling. Will has having an absolute blast of a race out in front there. This is exactly what he wants. James now having to defend from Kartoshka there. Kartoshka and James going side by side. Kartoshka backing out over the hill, just braking a little bit early, not trying to rear end James. As why is this camera not switching up? Look at the in-car camera from James here. You can front, you see Dario. Look in the back, you see Kartoshka. Dario locking up there. 1 minute to go, so it's nearly on the final lap. We're coming across the line. No, we're not coming across the line anytime soon. Yeah, no, Will's driving absolutely amazing. Into the final corner for the second to last time. Hard on the brakes on the hairpin. Oh man, I wish we could like do 6 slow-mos for Assetto Corsa. Have a real broadcast mode like iRacing has, but we don't. Will comes across the line. White flag is now out. We are on the final lap of the race. As Dario, James and Kartoshka are still really close, trying to fight it out. Dario wants to hold on to that second position. As my chat has just died, so sorry if I won't be able to read all the chat messages. Okay, so James now coming across the hill, losing a little bit of speed. Kartoshka is definitely faster in that first sector. We'll use, James using a bit of curb, not 3-wheeling but 2-wheeling. That's when you know he's pushing it. I'm just having a look. I want to see a leader come across the finish line. Leader's now gone through the carousel. There's James's car. There's of course his famous racing quote. Team, his famous racing team, Team Poo Poo Racing. Into the second to last overtaking opportunity. Definitely not going to see. We're either going to see a really big sound on Dario in the hairpin, or we're not going to see an overtake at all, I think. Just now really putting James under pressure as well. 0.3 of a second. So Kartoshka is back on James's bumper. Let's see what happens. To the hairpin we go. Actually, we're not going to see what happens. As Will goes into the hairpin, does party out and ball switching positions, same as Stacks and Lord Knight. Will comes across the line to win the Chargers race. I don't want to say it too early because we've seen it happen, where somebody runs out of fuel on the absolute final corner. So Dario in P2, Flat Earth Mom in P3, Kartoshka in P4. Fox now coming across the line in P5, Ramos up into a P7. Great job from him. So good drive from him. And we have Saif in P8, Nuji coming across the line for P9 and for P10. As nobody's waving the checkered flag, so I guess we're doing another lap. So here come Das Party Adam Balls, Das Party just staying in front of Balls, then CD being followed by Mako, who's already weaving. Don't weave too early, don't want to spin. Everstone in P15. And we wait for the final group. Bumstedo has given up. I have not seen him on track. Oh no, he is nearly lapped by the whole field in a 20-minute race. So we have MP16, we have Bask, and we have Sidex and Gumi and Lord Knight, who just switched positions in the final corner. Zida coming across the line, Lord Knight coming in front, and Gumi at P19. So well done from everybody here. Of course, we have a reverse grid race coming up in a couple minutes, but for now I'm gonna run the intro for a second, and I'll see you guys in a couple. We are joined by Will. Well done on that win. You absolutely dominated that race.
You win then. Oh man, Dario had me under pressure a few times, but he was going for overtakes in places where he shouldn't, where he should have just tried to hang on. He had me on heavy braking zones, and then he made like one or two errors. He went wide, and James and Kartashka caught him. And then those three scrapped amongst themselves and just handed me the dub.
Did you see all the scrapping behind you in your rearview mirror, or did you just try and?
No, I just put my. I stopped looking in my rearview mirror once the delta went above 1.5. I was just focused on not dying.
You're starting dead last on the reverse grid race. Any strats you're gonna use?
Really gotta focus on not dying. I'm gonna go very slow in the beginning.
Yeah, we've seen it a lot of times where the leader is a bit too quick and then takes somebody out, but hopefully you'll get a good finishing position there.
Yeah, I'm very hopeful.
I wish you quite a lot of luck for the reverse grid race.
Enjoy the rest of the stream, everybody.
Let's see if anybody else wants to have an interview. Doesn't seem like anybody is joining soon. As the session now rolls over, we have 3 minutes to go till the race starts. As I'll show the course again, don't forget that. Transition. I brought it in, I put Streamlabs OBS in broadcast mode so I can mess around a little bit more, but it doesn't always work. Meanwhile, I have also time to try and fix my Twitch stream. My phone just completely crashed. That's great. So sorry if my throat is slowly descending into madness. It is hurting a little bit, but we'll get through it. Just talking for 30 minutes straight in a quite dusty room isn't the best for your throat. So we'll do some more flying, because flying is fun, right? You guys all should go flying. Maybe not in a race car, but in a plane it is really cool to do. So, yeah, Sonoma is a great looking racetrack. I really like all the detail those Reboot Team tracks have, and this is on low world detail. So, yeah, these great looking tracks from the Reboot Team as always, with some really high definition. I couldn't run super high world detail because that just fried my PC. But now, as we go into blackness, which is not some place we want to go, we can try going a bit faster, but I'm not sure that would work out correctly. So we'll do a bit of rallying to return back to the grid just in time for the start of the reverse grid race with Bumsdido in P1. This is definitely going to be a spectacular start, to say the least. Also, we might need to look at redoing our procedures for this. But that's something for another time. So, 35 seconds to go. We are nearly ready to start. Here come the lights. I'm still trying to find my own style, so just comment on what do you think is best. And we have 5, 6 lights. And we're charging. That was really cringe, and we already have a collision at the start. 1, 2 cars going backwards. And that's the whole field dead. What is happening right there? We have at least 12 dead. That is not what we were hoping. Will Wadsworth already up into 16. Gumi in P1 there. Great job from him. Bums Dido not getting off the line, causing a big collision. Into P3 we have just a massive crash. This is what you watch the reverse grid race for, as we have cars going sideways, 3-4 wide. Really trying to push way too hard as Maka goes around Saif. Backwards again. Saif already up into P9. As Lord Knight really struggling. People driving like touring car drivers in top gear here. Spoiler alert. They crash quite a lot. It's just a massive pack of cars here. James back down in P16. What happened to James? James has been spun around. I think Will Wadsworth P15, P14 now slowly trying to pick everybody off. Trying to make a move on Fox as well. Fox kind of getting in the way. Every stone they're running really wide. Dario getting squeezed. No, Will got tagged. Is he still alive? Will seems to be still alive. Did lose the position to Dario though, so he has to do it all over again. Back in front we have Sidex who now putting pressure on Dust Party Hut. Man, this is coming. I can't follow it. Okay, no, we're gonna focus on this battle. Saif who's trying to catch up. No, this one. Lord Knight and Jack Lantern. Jack Lantern sends it down the inside, tagging Lord Knight, spinning himself, nearly killing Sidex as well. Saif there getting a great run as we go on board with Saif, who's just trying to get these overtakes done as close to as possible. Looking to the inside of Lord Knight, decides to back out of the flat out corner. That's going to cost him time. Trying to set up a move into turn 2 and 3, just seeing if there's any openings. No openings yet. Lord Knight running really wide there. Saif will go on the outside of turn 3A into turn 3B. Lord Knight just barely staying ahead. Carter's going out in his rearview mirror as well. That is going to be sketchy. Lord Knight, yeah, it's just car park. You can't go left, you can't go right. Saif's now on the outside of Sidex. Staying in front. Nice job from him up into P6. As we have Bums Dido who's now down into P18, fully drifting again. That guy is a hazard. But if you're new to sim racing, that isn't really an issue. So P6 we have Saif who is trying to do move take. Lord Knight, Victor's getting boss Sidex as well. Will Wadsworth up into P11, so he's slowly but surely making progress. No pressure on Fox. So we have Will Wadsworth trying to catch up to Fox. Fox is using all of the curb he can. Going for the Notchlife TCR tactics. Dito even using the lower ground to run in the balls now. All the way up back, Saif getting past Lord Knight in front. Will be able to send it down the inside here of Fox as a little load lost in the brakes. Fox goes wide and that is somebody in the track. That's Lord Knight who's into the tire barrier. Who is into the tire barrier as Will Wadsworth now they're on the outside of Fox, which doesn't really work on this corner because it's too long. Trying to carry that momentum up to T2. Hard on the brakes for T2. Can he edge in front? Just barely as somebody goes rallying up in the distance. Who's that? That is probably Sidex. They're going 3 wide now. Sidex, Fox staying out in front. Will just backing out, not wanting to crash. As Fox goes really wide there, tries around the outside. Will around the outside make a little bit of contact, a bit of touring car driving. Will goes rallying, back on the track. and it seems he has been in place again. So great job from all of those guys. As James actually losing a couple of positions and as well. James, what happened to James? James just getting mugged by Ramos and Nuji, who are also side by side. Ramos and Nuji. Nuji on the inside, Ramos on the outside. Can Ramos get something done on the brakes? Goes a little bit early, maybe for the cutback. Doesn't really work out in this corner. So currently in P1 we have CD, P2 Gumi, P3 Jack Lantern, P4 Das Party at P5 Zaif. Currently our previous race leader is now up into P9, still trying to get past Fox. Really hasn't been able to set up any good moves. That's what happened to Zaif. Oh no. Zaif hit the barrier. He tried to go GT4 strats, but it didn't work out. That is a big F from Zaif. As Dario sets the fastest lap of the race. Jack Lantern getting past Gumi 93. Going on the grass a little bit there. Gumi losing out. He seems to have spun. I misclicked twice. Gumi on the grass losing a lot of positions. Will and Fox still fighting as Sidex and Mako are also losing quite a lot of positions, so I'm trying to keep up. Rammel's now up into P12. Mako also just seeming to lose out so much. So we're now really putting the pressure on Fox. We're going side by side. Will tries around the outside of the carousel over the hill. Fox getting a big slide going there. Can Will keep it around the outside? Can he carry enough momentum? Fox running him all the way to the outside of the track. Will carrying that momentum, slingshotting around the outside. He's doing great still. Hard on the brakes, T7. And he gets in front. This is some great racing from these two guys. As I just see Zaif crashing again on my second screen. Every stone now losing out. It seems to not be a spin. P20 Bumstedo is already halfway down the track compared to the leader. Will Wadsworth now trying to chase down Gumi. He has to get up into P2 for a tie. I expect, because Dario is absolutely charging. We're now also having to look in his rearview mirror as well. So, let's see, Ramos, there we go. Ramos is trying his best to get past every stone now. 12 minutes on the clock, sorry, 13 minutes on the clock. I keep looking at it as it just rolls over, it's really frustrating. And every stone they're running just a little bit wide, which gives Ramos the opportunity to get in front. So, P10 we have Nuji, who is now putting the pressure on Zaif, as Zaif, who hasn't had the best race as Will gets past Gumi for P6. Will now chasing down Kartoshka. Let's see what he can do. That start crash was absolutely insane. I'll see if I can get a replay of that in a bit. Now Fox and Gumi trading positions, going side by side through the S's. Fox stays in front. Might have just been a time engage, I'm not 100% sure. As I'm doing my best to keep up with all the gaps, but it's just a bit too much for me. As down the back here, Marco is putting pressure on Basque. There's a lot of things that come into factor. We don't really have any strategies. The tire wear will certainly become noticeable as Marco is now looking down the inside. Dario sets the new fastest lap. Marco down the inside of Basque. My throat's absolutely dying at the moment. Up into P16. My throat keeps going at this rate. We won't have any voice left to do post-race interviews. So, P13 we have James, who also hasn't had the best race. Just getting past every stone who runs right now. That is what you want, capitalizing on those mistakes from the guys in front of you. All the way at the front we have Jack Lantern, who's finally caught back up to CD again. CD running really wide through the carousel, but that's probably a strat to get a good run onto the main straight. Well, back straight, middle straight. Middle straight. Let's call it middle straight. Really the only straight. So, on the brakes, for turn 7, Jack Lantern does have a little bit of a look, but does decide to stay behind. We haven't seen the send of the year yet, so Yuji and Gumi trade positions. Gumi send. Oh, well, that was the send of the year. Didn't work out. Gumi having to reverse to get back into the racetrack. Will we see an unsafe rejoin from him? Just barely, even nice. And Rumi for everybody in front. Kotoshka now up into P4. This party had down in P5. Yep, I don't. Isn't really looking all that good as CD. So what happened here? CD and Jack Lantern. Jack Lantern going side by side for the lead. CD down the inside. Jack Lantern on the outside. As they make a little bit of contact. CD using that inside line to try and get in front for turn 2. Switching around, but locks up the brakes. Can he get it stopped in time? Seems he can. Dario now up into P2. Jack Lantern having some issues. Jack Lantern dropping down into P5 now. Ooh, Fox nearly rear-ending Will there. That was quite sketchy. We just missed that as Das Party Hut in P4. I wish we could have the high quality F1 broadcast, style broadcast with all replays and stuff. So for the lead now, Dario trying to pass CD. Dario really trying to go late for late apex into the main straight, trying to get all the speed he can to get a nice run on CD for turn 7, which is probably the best overtaking spot on the track. Dario rocking the brakes, trying to get it all slowed down, but he does manage to get it slowed down nicely. So, current standing, CD in P1, Dario in P2, Kortoshka in P3, Das Party at P4, Lantern in P5 and Will in P6. So Will not in a position to win this weekly event. Dario now really pushing and trying to find CD, switches to the inside, looks around the outside, decides not to go for the move there. CD being a bit put off by all the weaving from Dario, goes back on power. Use all the slipstream, nearly bump drafting him here. Switches to the outside, just trying to carry a bit more momentum, seeing if he can get a look. CD really defending for all he's worth, as in front we just have, as in front you will be seeing Bumstedo. He's currently in the process of nearly being lapped by the leaders. As Dario now on the outside, CD on the inside. Can Dario break early? Can he go for the switchback here? Dario just go for the switchback over the hill. CD runs right, bumps Dido as well. Kartoshka now in the mix as well. Dario in the lead, Kartoshka trying to get that P2. CD defending for all he's worth. Das Party had in P4, bumps Dido is not keeping on the track behind. This is all kicking off now. So P1 we have Dario. Why I go for a rundown at this point is, sorry, brain fries, so I go for a rundown. Kartoshka now trying his best to get past CD, and my camera tool has just crashed. Here we go again. We got some nice cameras, so we go on board. Kartoshka having a look on the outside of CD here, going for the switchback. Doesn't really work on this corner, as we've seen before. Everybody who tried to switchback doesn't get it to work. CD has a sketchy, scary rearview mirror. Kartoshka here trying everything he can to get past, but it isn't enough. Will up into P5. He will have to get at least P2 if he wants to tie with Dario. Or Dario needs to crash hard, but I don't think that is going to happen. So, P2, CD, P3, Kartoshka. Kartoshka now really closing up into this hairpin, but he hasn't been able to get close enough. Will meanwhile also really hasn't been able to get all that much closer to Das Party Hut because he's being pressured by Fox, and Zaif is behind Fox as well. Maybe because of all the TCR locking up, as Alan makes a 2-car move for P13. Great job from him. Trying to defend from Mako. Mako then the outside, having to back out of that. You can't really overtake there. Alan flashing his lights, saying thank you very much. Zaif and Fox trading positions as well. Ooh, is Fox is dead? Has he been Zifed? Has he been Zifed? I don't know. I don't know. Ooh. Uh-oh. That was a scary sight, sorry for that. That was a jump scare and a half. So, CD still just losing out to Kartoshka for that second position. Well, now even in danger of losing that second position in the charged weekly. Now the point system out of my head. It might be something sketchy. Might be something close. We don't know for sure. On F1, I don't have a live championship standing graphic. Although I wish I had. So in P3, Wadsworth currently in P5 is closing up to Das Party Hut slowly, but not fast enough. CD here having a lot of luck ups. Closing in on Kartoshka as well, so we have 5 minutes to go till the end of this event. So we have Dario Usumane. I think this is Portuguese, so I'll have to ask Pika how to pronounce that properly. To all 11 of you who are still watching my horrible commentary, thank you for watching. Sticking around, Nuji in P11 now, putting pressure on Jack Lantern. It's all slowly starting to calm down a little bit more. Bumsdido has only been lapped once. Yeah, Bumsdido has only been lapped once, who's currently gone into the pits. Why has he gone into the pits? So Bumsdido in the pits, going for a pit stop. Or retirement. Going for the big brain 2-stop strategy. A 20-minute sprint race. We'll look back at that in a minute. Das Party Hut in P4. Who is under pressure by... Sorry, he was trying to put pressure on CD now. And Will is definitely closing up, but it doesn't seem like it will be enough to get up into that third or second position by the end of the race. Das Party Hut running really wide there. Trying to commentate and yawn at the same time is quite a difficult challenge. Das Party Hut losing a lot of ground there to CD. CD also being called off by somebody running in his rear view mirror. So we have Will now as well, who's slowly creeping up. Who's only sits at 37.5, only a second behind now. He's into DRS range. So you just open your trunk, and then open your trunk and have some DRS. So Nuji losing out. He seems to have had a off or a spin. Nuji have had a spin. Jack Lantern as well being called out by that. Going slowly. Did he run out of fuel? No, he just did a nice rejoin. Respectful rejoin as Bosk and Balls now as well. That was Party Hut. Jack Lantern. Losing out to Nuji, Balls and Bask, and now Balls as well. And Balls back in front. We have Das Party Hut, who is doing his best to pressure. Doing his best to pressure CD, but it isn't really working out. Bill now really closing up on him. It will be interesting to see if Will thinks that if he would have gone, Will thinks that if he would have gone a bit more aggressive maybe in the first part, that he would have gotten that P1 that he wanted. Will goes around the outside, Will goes deep, trying to go for the cutback. It's not really long enough for a cutback, but he does get a great run on Das Party Hut now into the slipstream. Trying to tuck into that. Oh man, they're side by bumper on bumper. He's on his gearbox. Oh wait, the gearbox is in front, so it doesn't really work. Damn you, Crofty, as Will goes rallying over the curbs. Trying to get past Das Party Hut. Das Party Hut now really under pressure from Will Wadsworth. Das Party Hut running a bit wide there. Will have another look on the outside. And he gets in front. Nice move from Will there on the exit of turn 4. Turn 5, sorry. They make up 2 corners, it's so weird. Okay, so Will up into P4, he needs to make up 2 positions in 40 seconds. We'll probably just about have another lap of the race. Will really abusing the curbs there. Or really being abused by the curbs. I'm not 100% sure on this track. Especially those curbs, those are really high. You don't want to get on those. Same with the Nordschleife curbs. They're deadly. Absolutely deadly. So Dario in P1 doing a great job managing this race. With Kartoshka behind, but he isn't budging, he isn't giving up on pressure. 6 seconds, we will have another lap. Just barely, but we have another lap. As everybody seems to be on the final lap. Brums Dito is still in the pits, so he has decided to retire to the pit lane. So, Dario P1, Kartoshka P2, CD P3, P4 is Will Wadsworth, P5 is that party hat Will Wadsworth now on the back of CD. Will he be able to get one final move done on this final lap? Maybe a nice send for P3. That will mean Dario has won it and he will probably secure second place in the weekly. If I remember the standings from last race correctly. Really on the gearbox. He will have to do it either in this corner or in the hairpin. CD running a bit deep there. So we're going on board with Will Wadsworth, who's trying his best to get past CD, but it's really working out. Ramos and James switching positions for bit through the back. Leader coming across the line. Sorry, Leader driving into the final sector now. Ready to jump onto him. Leader coming through the hairpin. Right about now. There's not Dario. Dario comes across the line for the final time. Will we see Will Wadsworth doing a send in the hairpin? He does try and go for it, but it goes around the outside and it just barely doesn't work. And that means he will probably still keep his... Will trying, but he doesn't get in front. So we have Dario in P1, Kartoshka P2, CD P3, Will P4, Das Party at P5, Saif P6, James in P7, Ramos P8, Fox P9, Alan P10. Fox didn't have the best race, but a nice recovery either way. Nuji and Everstone P11, P13, Marco, Jack Lantern, Sidax, and Balls P15 and 16, and Bosk. And at the end we have Gumi and Lord Knight backing up the field. Lord Knight currently coming through the S's, currently going through turn 9. So Gumi finishes 18th and Lord Knight goes for 19th position. I'll try and get some interviews after that, but I'm not 100% sure. I don't really have any second person. So we have Lord Knight, who is currently coming across the line for P19. There we go. And that was it. So the winner of this event overall is Dario. Great job from Dario on winning that race. Just it would be interesting to see if Will thinks he would have gotten the P1 if he just pushed a little bit harder. So let's see if anybody wants to join me in the interviews. Hey, nobody went over the jump. So, it doesn't seem like anybody wants an interview, which is a bit sad. I would have loved to given you guys some quality interviews, but either way, yeah, nobody was coming. So great job from Dario winning the overall championship and the second race, the weekly event. Also, great job from Will winning that first race, and I want to thank you guys all for watching, and I will see you guys later.